Well, you got an update of the babies at school that are trained this week at Mohawk. You're going to get an update Tuesday when they school. You obviously got an update from the qualifiers. I'm going to run through the babies. This isn't going to take long. Just very short updates on all of them. Some of them you haven't got updates on, so we'll get you clued in and filled in on these ones. AL Sun's ready to go. She's going to see the gate on Tuesday and then qualify on Thursday or Friday. Not going to go a mile with her. She went a very good mile, 2.7 the other day. She looked awesome. Probably ready to go mile 2.223 at Mohawk on next Thursday or Friday. Getting very, very close. I'll make this video like this. Oh well. Anteros is back jogging now. Well, walking and jogging. We'll probably have him on a full regimen of jogging next week. So a week from Monday, he'll start full jogging. Just kind of off and on. Very light, 2 miles of walking, then jogging a bit last week and this week. We'll start him jogging the week after, and then we'll jog him for a week, rescan that leg, and I suspect by the looks of the leg and the comfort level of him on the track, he'll be well on his way to starting back. Arctic Forest, very good yesterday. I'm only going to touch on these guys light because I did quite a bit on the bottom parts of these videos. Arctic Forest was good. Beach Boutique, little flat. I explained why in the video below. She'll be coming back next week, as will Beach Bum BB. She'll be coming back next week. Need her to tighten up a little bit. I think she's ready for a mile 57, 58, and I'd like to see her do it. She's coming back. She's coming back this Thursday or Friday. Bend Over might need a week. Heal up a few quarter cracks that he got, but he was good. If 2.5 and 1 wasn't enough, he'll come back next week, but we'll see. I think maybe it is. Bottle of Red was fantastic. She's going to be shipping out with Brushcut below her. Both these horses will be shipping out this week. Just got to check Brushcut's blood. He did have check his blood to make sure he's okay. He did have a little bit of mucus after the race. We'll treat that up lightly, I think, and then he'll be leaving with Bottle of Red and Arctic Force this week for Yonkers. Monticello was the first start on the 24th for Bottle of Red, and then obviously the 26th for Really Blue Chip. Cabernet is jogging full-time. Saw her in the barn today, this week. She was jumping around, feeling good. She's eating great, putting some weight back on, looking good. So she's back on track. Jog her. She's going to be jogging for the whole month of June, and then we will get her checked again after we train her first time in July. Canadian Titan made a little break the other day. I don't suspect that will continue. Might need to have her knees looked at. She's a big filly, big growthy filly. She's putting it all together, but she's leaning in a little bit now. This time of year, especially trotters, you think knees, not a big deal. Might have those knees looked at Monday or Tuesday, but she's right there on the doorstep. She's probably ready to qualify in 2-1 or 2-2. Capistrano's ready to go. Cheatin' Dixie isn't ready to go. She needs a little more time, and I told you guys she's going to take all the time she needs. She's been in 2.8, and she's going to take all the time she needs to get there right. These knees are going to be a problem throughout, and we have to make sure they stay within manageable levels. If she gets lame, we have to stop. So you have to heed all the warnings from Cheatin' Dixie. Classic Con has a line in his knee. He gets a month off, 2 weeks in the field, 2 weeks of jogging, then he's back at it. Compass Rose DC qualified great yesterday. Crazy Mission looked good. Don't believe me, just watch is ready to go. Went a mile in 2.6 the other day. He's ready probably for 59, 2 minutes next week. He's ready too, yeah. Don't believe me, just watch was good. Emerald Mist qualified. Enjoying My Life made a break at the Schoolers the other day. A little rare for her. We made a few little changes with her equipment and her shoes. She's going to school on Tuesday morning. We're going to get a real good look at her. Enduring Strength also. He was running in a little bit, much like Canadian Titan. Might need a little bit of work at the veterinarian this week. Not a big deal there. Excellent Nations qualified. Fox Valley Shazam's already been a mile in 59. Not too worried about her. She's going to school this week. Probably back her up 2-3. Will be fine. Forged in Fire, as I said to everybody, he's pretty much done for the year. He's healthy now. The university was very happy with the way the throat has healed up and looks. No proud flash, no scar tissue. Very, very good. So now we hope. I'm going to start back with him probably not till August. So he's going to go out in the field, try and put some weight back on him and let him mature. Here's a colt that was getting ready to go, had been in 2.18. Very, very rough break for us with Forged in Fire, but we'll see what we can do with him moving back forward. Frontier Cruise is ready to go, looked good the other day. Fuss Pot was in 2.7. I'd like to see a mile in 2.2 out of her, or 2.1 on Tuesday. Giddy Up Max is getting ready to go. Globetrotting made a break. She's coming back next week for a qualifier. Harness AM looked great. Havana Una looked good. Hometown Boys still lazy. 1 mile in 2.7. James had to knock on him a little bit, but He got there in 2.7. Mario thinks when he sees the gate he'll come alive. I hope he's right. Be a long summer because he is one beautiful horse. Big, strong colt. He may not just... Hey, Ollie, don't. He may not just be ready to go. Oliver, stop. He may not just be ready to go just yet. We'll see. I'll Play It Alone's ready to go. He looked some kind of good yesterday. Last half 54-4, a mile and 56-2. Looked very good. Inland Beach is ready to go. Jailhouse Master will be back next week. James believe he goosed him, made a break. Not a big deal. He'll be back ready to go next week. Johan will be back next week. I'm going to make a shoe and change on him tomorrow and a little more veterinarian work. I know it seems like a lot, but we're just trying to get this guy set up, get a feel for what his issues are, his real issues, his underlying issues, not the ones that are causing problems, the secondary things. We can treat those, no problem. But it seems like these Sebastian K's, their feet are a little pinchy, a little sore, have some chronic foot issues. Not many of you know this. Knockdown Drag Out look great. Her feet bother her a little bit also. Sebastian Yu also will get pacey sometimes. So I think we have a little bit of chronic issue with the Sebastian K breed in their feet. But they all look durable and they all look manageable. So not a big deal there. For a horse that raced barefoot, it's a little bit shocking, isn't it? But he only raced barefoot when he was 8. So these guys are 2. We'll see how they progress moving forward. But Johan will be back next week, I believe. Just for Me and You qualified. She's ready to go. Knockdown Dragout obviously was tremendous, as we expected yesterday. Libero Hanover, tiny bit flatter than we thought, but he looked good. He's ready to go. McPherson Thunder's ready to start. He's been in 2-3 a couple of times, was in 2-6 the other day. Marzank Hanover has not trained in 3 weeks. She's going to start back this week training. Looked fine jogging. We were asked just to back off a little bit. Her knees were a little suspect. She Mach 3, that's not that shocking. Backed off with her. She should be ready to start training back again this week. Who else? Miss Brampton Beast looked awesome. Again, much like Knockdown Dragout, we expect that, right? We come to expect that from her. She's ready to start with a big mile. Miss Mischief Maker, she is going to go to the vet, but I suspect she'll be back this week. A few little spots on her, a few little equipment changes. She'll be fine. Muscle Chrome, one of our clients and your partners asked, what did you like so much about her? I love her tenacity. This is a filly that's she's spent more time walking sore than she has sound all winter. I guess that's a fair way to look at it. Making breaks, running in, her knees bothered her feet bothered her, one hock bothered her. She wasn't perfect. She persevered, pushed through, and looked great the other day. This is a filly, her hobbles broke. We had to put a totally different set of hobbles on her. Belly band hobbles on her the other day. She never wore them before. Bang, just went out and went a mile and 2.7. She's a worker. That's what I love about this filly. She works. Nancy Allison was greatly improved. Somebody said, gee, she looked weak. She'd been in 2.10, 2.11. Hadn't really done it right the last 3 weeks. She was coming in as mismatched as you could and still did it right yesterday. So obviously the trip to the vet greatly helped Nancy Allison, and she looked very, very good. Need Your Opinion has continued to look good. She's ready to go big mile probably in a couple of weeks, I would say on the 22nd. Olympic Hopeful's now gone to Illinois. Not the greatest form going out there, but, that's 3 Cassises we've had. 2 were kind of shallow, and the other one had some real lameness issues with Not an Angel. We're going to buy some Illinois horses this year, and the Cassises might be off the list. It might not be as welcome this year. That's 3 now we've had issues with. This filly should be better and could be better. A few little issues and a tiny touch of sickness that Angie has to work on. Hopefully Olympic Hopeful makes it through and does well. Overdue Mission, Oliver. Overdue Mission was very good the other day, and for a filly that blew a quarter crack in the mile and never ran, for a horse that spent most of her life on the run, for her to show the focus she did the other day to qualify was impressive. I was happy with that. Path of Totality, I was very disappointed with her outing. She's getting the hobbles tomorrow morning. Really Blue Chip, little flat, but we did add pads to her. First time she's had pads on in her life, on her front feet. Now the issue with that is they may not grip the track the same, so it's hard for them to gather speed. It's just difficult for some of them. So I think next week we'll work on her feet all week, take those pads off on qualifying day, cut her loose, see if we can get that mile in 2 minutes that I know was sitting inside of her easily the other day and she couldn't get it out. Rooney Blue Chip was good, went a mile in 2.1. Now I haven't caught up to Sylvain since the qualifier to ask him specifically about Rooney. Interested to see what he's going to say because he was on a line the other day. Now he seemed to be better. We'll see. Rose Run Valiant. That guy needs some work. He's getting under my skin a little bit. He was goofing off yesterday and not paying attention to his work. That's not acceptable. and he's going to find himself in a heavy workload situation over the next 2 weeks. Sebastian Ray, he's ready to go with the Ontario Breds. He's going to school on Tuesday. Looked tremendous the other day. Our fourth, Sebastian K. This guy's a little different. He's not heading to Pennsylvania. He's staying in Canada. Looked good the other day. I expect him to look good on Tuesday. Sebastian Yu was awesome yesterday. No other way to put it. 9-length winner, 2 minutes, last quarter 29, last half 59. He was awesome. Looked very, very good. Sometimes things happen. Did his work. Didn't he, Garnet? I said to Daniel Dubé, he knuckles over, just protect him. He's ready to go around 2-2, 2-3. If you watch the video closely, he went under the wire, earplugs in his ears. Stop, buddy. Oliver, stop. Earplugs in his ears and a bow in his neck. Dubé came in, he goes, you said go 2-3? I go 2-3, which he did. And he looked good doing it. No mistakes, looked fantastic. I was very, very happy with this colt. Come a long way, hasn't he? Sometimes things happen. Spend that money. Wow, she looked very, very good also. Unlike Knockdown Dragout, we knew she was fast, but what would she look like? Earplugs in, head between her legs, bit sunk in her jaw, 2 minutes and 4/5, last quarter and 27-4. That's how she looked. She was very, very good. Spirited Dio, I was very disappointed with yesterday's performance, not from the horse, not from the driver, but her hobbles. She broke her hobbles. They didn't end up in the same place they were before. I had a lot of horses going on the track. I'd spoke to the caretaker and said, you know where the hobbles go? We had them set, same hobbles, just new, same hobbles, same everything, set them in the same place. Yep, they were not in the same place. She was a little bit longer and she needs a tight hobble. She made a break. It was my fault. That won't happen again. She'll be back on Friday. Shouldn't say it won't happen again. She'll likely run again at some point, but it shouldn't happen this Friday coming up or Thursday whenever she goes again. She's ready to go big mile, and I suspect you'll see it on next week. Sunshine and Shade, got some great news with him. No ligament damage when he got hurt in the stall. That little fragment of splint bone was taken out. He'll heal up, much like me. You know, we just got to be careful. I'm going to be a little more careful with him than I am with myself, I think. And, hey, bud. And Ollie and I are going to see Secret Life of Pets 2 today at the big movie theater down the road. We're kind of off the beaten path here by the farm. There's not a lot here. We're close to Hebron and Heath, and we're going to go to Secret Life of Pets today. Sunshine Shade, back to him. He was good. Just need a little time, so everything will heal up. No permanent issues. Just going to push him back a little bit. So Sunshine and Shade, great news with him. Susie K qualified great. She was awesome. Tiamo Hanover schooled the other day. We're going to school him again this week. Kevin didn't really know him the other day and kind of, he said he's a little rickety, and I said, yeah, you just got to hit him a tap in the arse and he'll go. Oliver, speaking of taps in the arse, you just got to hit him a tap in the arse and he'll go forward. Trafalgar's ready to rock. She looked great. Time will dazzle. Little weak. She needed to have her engine, Oliver, stop. She needed to have her engine started up a little bit this week. James said she was a little lazy. She'll be coming at a park this week, quickly. She's going to school on Tuesday. Time Al Kazam trained the other day. He's back with us and looks awesome. Trained a mile in 2:30 the other day. Probably going to go a mile in 15 this week. He's going to miss 2 weeks, but he'll be ready to go. He might even be ready to go by first asking, first part of July. Maybe not. Might be a little bit much. We'll see how much he progresses in the next 2 weeks. Yours if you want it. Just come unglued yesterday. We'll get that under control for this week. Utopian trained well. Watchev trained well. They weren't lights out great, but they were both good. Wiggle Delight was very good. We had to change her shadow roll. My God, these betters Delight see everything. Had to put a bigger shadow roll on her for this week coming up. Willpower Fashion qualified decent yesterday. Was good. He'll come back. And then Zeb Sunshine found some issues at the vet. Left hock. They took that OCD out. There's a little lip on that hock. That's just something we have to manage. Right knee, I would think, because of that hock, needs to be managed also. Stop, bud. Go back over. You're going to watch that horrible sport. Watch it. I don't want to say what sport it is, but stop. So left hock, right knee, I think, would be secondary to the left hock, and both his feet had big, deep bruises in them. So we cut all the bruises out, burned them out, put flip-flops on him. He's going to need a couple of weeks. These are all manageable things, but they've caused a little chaos with this guy, and he's going to need some time. Not a big deal, but there's no point starting him when he's not 100%. He's simply not 100% just yet. So Zeb Sunshine, probably as close as Kazam is. Both going to need a little bit of time. Anyway, that's all the babies. I'll be back in a minute with the race horses, and then that's it for this week. All of it. Talk to you in a minute.